Yes, I have been listening to Olivia Rodrigo all day. You got a problem with that? Do I sound like her? No. But do I like singing her music? Yes. I hope you do too. I'm a big fan. So I did want to start this video by singing it because I have been singing it all day, but I've been also singing a lot of other songs of hers because now I'm like, obsessed. Like, I'm talking High School Musical. Like, obsessed. I'm 34 and I'm obsessed with her High School Musical songs. Anyway, I'm not hiding it. And who doesn't want to start a video listening to Olivia Rodrigo? Actually, you were listening to me pretending to be Olivia. I mean, same thing, right? We're almost the same person. Just saying. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about how you are the author of your life. Yeah. So how do I say this? Okay. When I was younger, I created a story. Something happened and I created a story. And that story kept me stuck for many years in a really unhealthy, toxic reality. Okay? Now, once I was able to step outside of that toxic reality, then I was able to rewrite my story. And that's why I decided that's what this video is going to be about today. Okay? We have so many opportunities to create new stories. I did it. You can do it. So many incredible people have. And believe me, you are incredible. Whether you believe it or not. Okay? So how do you do it? How do you step outside this toxic reality when you know right now that you can rewrite your story? How do you do it? It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit, okay? It's not going to be easy. However, it does get easier, but it takes time and it takes patience. And I needed to have that in order to realize that I have the power to create the greatest story. And that is what I'm in the process of doing right now, even as I share with you. This is all a part of my new story that doesn't include abusive relationships, drugs, toxic friendships, misery, sadness, loneliness, distance from family. None of it. It doesn't include any of that. If anything, it actually includes the complete opposite. Okay? Now, if you are at a point in your life where you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, all you have to do is pick up a pen and rewrite your story. You get in front of a computer, start typing. Get a notebook, start writing. I don't know. Do it on Post-it notes. Write it in your phone. I don't care how you do it. But if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, you need to start writing. You need to start creating a new story. The best way to get something done is to begin. I know I did the click before, but that's because I was excited, okay? So it's like the best way to get something done is to begin. Boom. You know what I mean? You have to start. That's it. That's the trick. That's how I did it, and that's how people like David Goggins did it. Do you know who he is? He's a boss, okay? He's a goddamn machine. And if you haven't read his book, you should. I'm in the middle of reading it right now. I'm halfway through, and I've literally just got it like 24 hours ago. I fucking love it. Oh! Excuse my language. I'm trying to stop the cursing. Sometimes it just happens. Where do I go? Okay. So, writing your story. What do you want? I mean, even if you don't know what you want, even if you are just so far from knowing what you want in your life, I bet that you could write what an ideal life would be for you. What does that look like? What's ideal for you? For me, I knew that I wanted to be a business owner. I knew that I wanted to run a successful organizing business. So I You can say I was lucky because I knew what I wanted. I knew that's what I wanted. But that's where it started. I also knew that I wanted to reunite with my family. I knew that I wanted to mend my broken relationships. I knew that I wanted to ask forgiveness to those people that I hurt in the past. I knew that I wanted to be financially stable. I knew that I wanted to live in a beautiful home. I knew all of these things when I decided to rewrite my story. And I also knew that the only way I was going to be able to do it is by starting, is by creating a visual, is by writing it down, is by coming up with what I believed at the time to be the life that I wanted to live. I knew all of those things. I think I knew all along, even during my addiction. I knew. But with every drink, every line of coke, every abusive relationship, every toxic friendship that I placed myself in front of, that I allowed myself to be a part of, those dreams, those ideas, that life, those visuals, they were being pushed further and further away from me. As far down as they possibly can go. Completely out of reach. And I was only able to bring them back up to the surface once I made a decision that I was going to create a new story. A story that I would be proud of. I'm doing it right now. As I make this video, I'm creating that story. Okay. How do I get you to understand that it is a lot easier than you think it is? But also understand that it is going to be one of the hardest things that you ever do. I know. This is the best way for me to explain it. If you do the same 30-minute run every single day, on day one, having never ran before, that run is going to feel impossible, right? But by day 30, you are doing it without breaking a sweat. This is real. If you are consistent, of course, which is the key here, you start on day one and it feels like you'll never get through it. 10 minutes in, you're walking, but you don't stop. You're still pushing yourself to finish the run. Even if you're walking, you're pushing yourself to finish that 30 minutes, okay? By day 30, you are a goddamn boss. That's what I did. I actually did that. I was never a runner. I mean, I ran a little in college for fun, or I'd run on a treadmill, but I've never done long runs, ever in my life. And I decided I was going to do that. And I remember day one in the heat, I was like, this is awful. Why would anybody do this? I'm the worst. I was sweating. My chest was on fire. I felt like my heart was going to pop out of my chest. I was trying to look cool too. I was like, I got this. And then I was like, no, I can't. I need to stop. It was 15 minutes into the run and I started walking. But I didn't quit. And for the next 30 days, even longer, I just did the same run until I could eventually beat my score, my time. I always say my score. It's everything's a fucking game. Beat my time. And I remember my 30-minute run being 15 minutes of running, 5 minutes of walking, another 5 minutes of running. There was a lot of walking and running, okay? I'm admitting it. But by day 30, I was beating my 30-minute score. That's it. It was a score in my head. I was like, you need to get there and back under 30 minutes. All of a sudden, I'm cutting off a whole minute. Then I'm cutting off 2 minutes. Now I've cut off almost 3 minutes from my run. Why? It started to get easier. Even though it was hard, it started to get easier. I didn't look at it the same way anymore. I was like, how did I do this? How did I go from hyperventilating, feeling like my heart's going to be ripped out of my chest, to beating that time by 3 minutes? Consistency. And because I didn't quit. I didn't quit. Because it became easier. The more consistent I was, it became easier. So yes, writing the story of your life, it's going to be hard. And you're going to have to be patient. And you're going to have to work. And you're going to have to do a lot of things that make you uncomfortable. And you are going to cry probably. And you are going to suffer. Definitely. But in the best way. But in the best way. And the only way you'll ever get to experience it is if you do it. So if you're at a point in your life where you really want to rewrite your story, or whatever, you don't want to rewrite your story, you want to write your story. So if you're at a point in your life where you want to write a new story for yourself, what are you going to do? Pick up a pen, get out your notebook, and start writing. Get in front of the computer and start typing. Get on your phone, go into your notes, and start creating a visual of your ideal life. What does it look like? I explained to you, I knew all of the different areas that I wanted to work on. And that's how I started. I just was like, okay, I want to run a business. I want to reunite with my family. I want to become more confident and self-aware. I want to be happy. But the only way for me to find happiness is to know what I wanted, was to at least create a visual and then to start acting on it. So with my business, I worked nonstop every day for 2.5 years until I got my first contract. With my family, I slowly started to get in touch with them, to have dinners with them until they welcomed me back into their home. And now, this was a photograph of my family at my home. At my home, which to you may not seem like much, but I didn't speak to them for 11 years. And when I got sober, one of the things on my list was reuniting with my family, asking for forgiveness, and starting over. And I took all of the steps necessary to rebuild those relationships. And I have my family again. And it is the greatest accomplishment of my life. None of this would be worth it without them. None of it. Figure out what you want. Figure out what that ideal life is. And start writing your story. If I can do it, you can do it. I believe in you. Get it done. You are a goddamn warrior. So start acting like it. I believe in you. Let's go. There's no time to waste anymore. Just do it. Got this. Mwah! Thanks for watching. Mwah!